there, it's Miss Teal filming today from the beautiful San Diego Children's Discovery Museum in Escondido, California. Getting ready to do another art activity with you at home. Well, I've got a couple of questions for you. The first one is, what do you call your grandmother? Do you call her Granny or Nana? Well, our inspiration artist's name was May Robertson Moses, and her grandchildren called her Grandma Moses. She lived until she was 101 years of age, and she didn't even really get started painting until her hands got so stiff she could no longer embroider. So she was 70 years old when she began to paint, and paint she did, 1,500 paintings. A famous art collector saw her work in a drugstore display window and took 15 paintings home that day. Well, that was the beginning of a late life career for Grandma Moses, whose paintings now hang in all the major museums of the world. Today, you and I are going to think like Grandma Moses. Grandma Moses was always painting scenes from her memory of her childhood. What's your favorite season? Mine is fall. Yours could be spring or summer. But there really is something special about the fall. The temperatures start to drop and the trees begin to drop their leaves, which turn golden reds and greens and oranges. Well, in my diorama, and a diorama really does mean a shadow box, I'm going to include two-dimensional scenes that I've drawn and collaged. I'm going to include a realistic element like a twig that looks a lot like a tree here. And I'm going to be using my memory to create a beautiful landscape just like Grandma Moses. Are you ready to create a diorama landscape just like Grandma Moses? Let's go. The first thing that we're going to do to build our diorama is we're going to take a cereal box, and I cut it right through to the center, and then I went around in a circle, and as you can see, it's all wonky, it's not at all straight, and that is fine because in a landscape, nothing is ever straight and right angled, right? So this is a great shadow box for my diorama. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scene, I'm going to insert it inside of my box, and now I'm going to take 3 strips, construction paper, it can be copier paper that the kids have drawn in, it can be fabric, it can be tissue paper, whatever you have around the house to create the frames on the sides. And I'm going to glue on each side. And then I'm just going to glue the strips on, just like that. The very next thing we'll do is we're going to put in a 3-dimensional element. That just makes everything look a little more real, and it puts something in the foreground. I'm going to take this twig that came off a tree I have in my backyard and tape it in right now. Now for the beautiful golden leaves that we expect to see on trees in the fall. I'm going to use some tissue paper. You can use regular copier paper as well. That's been colored and scrunched. For children who are a little older, I'm going to do that 2-sided house drawing tutorial right now. The very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a square. I'm just going to trace the one in my template. All drawing really is breaking down things into the shape that they make. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to create a roof. You do this by putting a triangle right on top of that square that you and I just drew. Let's go ahead and draw another side. This time it's going to be a rectangle. Remember that a rectangle has two sides that are longer than the others. It's longer than the square. You can go online to our Facebook page and see other wonderful activities the San Diego Children's Discovery Museum offers during the week. For lesson plans, go to our online education resource at www.sdcdm.org.